morning everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video I would like to discuss the King of France. Now you see the direct lineage of the royal throne, that is the heir of France, stems from Thomas Alexandre Dumas. In terms of the lineage of the bloodline that was meant to inherit the throne before the guillotine King Louis, Thomas Alexandre Dumas was meant to be the inheritor of the throne if his father, who was the brother of he who was next in line to the throne. And now you see that as Thomas Alexandre Dumas essentially was disowned by his parents for being different as a result of the color of his skin, living now in France, Thomas Alexandre Dumas had to work for everything he ever had. He had to work and earn his ranks in the military, which he and his great success led him to great conquerings and earned him popular votings. In France, Thomas Alexandre Dumas became widely known as the leader of the Revelation and the Revolution, because Thomas Alexandre Dumas is he who wrote the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas, which is not recognized by the church for its newer understandings of religion and faith regarding Christianity, the Gospel of Thomas was not recognized by the church because of this particular nature. It was discovered in a small area just south down the Nile River, south of Cairo, a few hundred miles. Now, in terms of the current day and age, who is the King of France at this particular time? And why should France require a king when it hasn't had a king for almost 200 years? Well, see, personally, if I were King of France, I would install a kingdom or a kingship in order for ensuring the democracy of France, in order to allow voting, which you are only able now not to choose between the political parties themselves, but between the candidates and the values you wish to instill as the French people. Because you see, in a democracy, you should not have 8 years of the same government. You should have 4 and 4. You should be alternating every 4 years in order to create a healthy government where you have the ability in your conservatorship to generate wealth, lowering your taxes so you may expand your wealth as a country in order for you to save money, so that in your next 4 years in your communist or leftist liberal government, you then instill the wealth you gained in those 4 years in order to spend the money back into your people, to instill social programs bettering the quality of lives of your people. The idea of conservatism and liberalism is you're actually meant to specifically utilize conservatism and liberalism together combined. You're not supposed to separate them. You're supposed to complement them together, which if I were King of France, this is what I would instill to the people, where you're no longer responsible for just voting for the party itself, but the actual president, which would be directly below the king, and the king would oversee if the president is fit and has of a good nature for the French people at that particular point. And so who is the King of France? Well, for one, the King of France will now only be the one that is able to reproduce as a direct descendant, because there are others in the lineage before the actual king. The problem is there are those that are no longer able to reproduce in that lineage, which means they are no longer able to bear a lineage down their pathway, which now can only indicate one particular truth. There can only be one king. And so, to you, as the French people, and to the viewers watching, does France need a king? And does it welcome its king? Thank you.